Hello, and welcome back. Good to see you, Poyu. Ilta, tervetuloa takaisin, Tyler. Toivottavasti tauko on auttanut sinua ja voit paremmin. Like, welcome back, Tyler. Hopefully the break has helped you, and you can be better. Or that you are doing better, I guess. But yeah, no, actually it really helped. I really needed the break. But yeah. Hey, what's up? AI storyline. Good to see you. Wait, I do remember you now. Okay, yeah. Good to have you back. Yeah, and thanks for saying that. Yes, yeah. It was a difficult time, but I'm doing better. And one of the things that happened is I had to move apartments. That was kind of crazy. And it had to do with my residence permit. Because whatever the housing company I was with had signed my lease only for the duration of my residence permit. And even though I've applied to renew my residence permit, they did not extend the lease. They were just like, nope. And I'm like, why wouldn't you extend my lease? Like, I've done nothing wrong. I paid. I never did any. There were no complaints against me. I've always paid rent. But I kind of got the sense there were problems within the company as well. And so I kind of think that they dropped the ball there. But anyways, I had to move. That really sucked because I liked where I was living. Fortunately, I didn't move far. I found another apartment nearby, and I had some friends help me move. But that was one of the things that was happening. It was just a really tough time, but yeah, also a relief to just take a break from things and not feel the pressure to be on YouTube. But I'm back now, and we're gonna keep practicing Finnish. Oh, no announcement in the Discord. Dude, 27. Welcome in. You can tell I'm out of practice. Here, I'll announce it in the Discord. Hold on, let me copy and post the link. I technically did put an announcement 27 earlier. Let me see here. There you go. Now it's there. I did one announcement earlier, but not the link to the live stream. So, yeah. Yeah, thanks for saying that. It was a good. During that time, I heard from a lot of friends and family, and yeah, just getting the support from people in that time has been really good. And from you guys, actually, I really appreciated the kind comments that you guys left on whatever posts that I made on YouTube and Discord. So thanks for being cool about it. And yeah, I'm back. My Finnish probably hasn't improved that much. But also, I'm excited to get back into Stardew. I feel like I need in my soul the role play of being a grandma in the valley, right? That's just something that, brings me uninhibited joy. So I'll probably start doing the Stardew streams as well. But yeah, okay. Let's hop into some Finnish. Let's do the Selko. All right. Nothing too intense. Should we watch it? Yeah, let's watch it. Hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. Probably fine. Make it.
Nyt uutisia helpolla suomen kielellä. Hyvää päivää. Aluksi uutinen turvapaikkahakemuksista. Vuoden 2023 turvapaikkahakemuksien käsittely jatkuu edelleen. Suomeen tuli noin 1300 turvapaikanhakijaa itärajan yli vuonna 2023. Yli 200 turvapaikkahakemusta odottaa vielä käsittelyä. Laki sanoo, että turvapaikkahakemus pitää käsitellä 6 kuukaudessa. Maahanmuuttovirasto sanoo, että käsittely on hidasta, koska hakijoita tuli paljon. Vuoden 2023 turvapaikkahakemuksien käsittely jatkuu edelleen. Loput päätökset tehdään tämän vuoden loppuun mennessä. Monet turvapaikanhakijat.
I have to pause it for a second because I realize I'm just zoning out. I'm not I'm not even paying attention. But okay, turvapaikka, does this mean like asylum, right? Because like turva means something like safety, and then paikka is place. And then from the context, it seems like the people are applying. Hakemus is application, right? Hakija is a person who applies, an applicant. So I'm assuming it has to do with like asylum applications have already this means to decrease, right? Lähteneet. Or is it left? No, it means to leave. Or something like that. Oh, you know what? Look, I'm not ready for Finnish. But hey, Vlad, welcome in. Good to see you too. Yeah, I'm back. All right.
Ovat jo lähteneet Suomesta, koska hakemuskäsittely on kestänyt kauan.
Was it that people are leaving maybe because it's taking
Nyt
too long?
Työmarkkinauutinen. Elinkeinoelämän keskusliiton EK:n johtajaksi on valittu Minna Helle. Helle on ensimmäinen nainen, josta tulee EK:n johtaja. Hän aloittaa työn huhtikuussa. EK:n nykyinen johtaja Kari Häkämies jää silloin eläkkeelle. Elinkeinoelämän keskusliiton EK:n johtajaksi on valittu Minna Helle.
Elinke.
EK
Is that like
on Suomen suurin firmojen
pensions?
eli työnantajien järjestö. Se vaikuttaa moniin työelämän sääntöihin Suomessa. Tällä hetkellä Minna Helle on teknologiateollisuuden toimitusjohtaja. Aiemmin hän on ollut esimerkiksi valtakunnan sovittelija ja Tehyn edunvalvontajohtaja. Jalkapalloilija Teemu Pukki pelasi eilen viimeisen maajoukkuepelin.
Is it like he's played 133 games for the national team?
Keskiviikkona on enimmäkseen poutaa eli
Something like that. All right, well, let's get into the text and see what we can do. Well, it says up here, turvapaikkahakemukset, elinkeinoelämän keskusliitto, and Teemu Pukki, that's the football player. So yeah, I said earlier, I believe this is asylum applications. Elinkeinoelämän. Well, this has to do with life. And keskus is like the center, and liitto is like, why do I think it has to do with a union? The central union of pension life. No, I don't know. Let's see what Google gives us here. Okay, yeah, I was right about asylum applications. The Confederation of Finnish Industries. Yeah, I was off there. That is such a weird the that's a weird translation. Finnish Industries. I don't well, maybe one of you can tell me what it means. Like, how would you translate this literally? Like, even if it doesn't make sense in English. Ohjelman tekstityksessä on vika Yle Areenassa. Vika korjataan. Näet kuitenkin tekstin tästä alapuolelta. So yeah, they put this, whatever the program. What? Vika? I don't know what Vika means. But basically it's saying like the program's text is on Yle Areena. The Vika korjataan. Something about like writing, whatever this is. You can see, however, the text like below, like at the bottom of the screen. Is that kind of what it means? Oh, there is a problem with the subtitles. I noticed this a few days ago or a week ago. I practiced a little Finnish on my own, and there were no subtitles. And I was like, oh, I guess Selko's going hardcore. The days of easy Finnish are over, and now Sauron is running Selko. The problem is being fixed. The problem, Vika. Okay. However, you can see the text below. Well, they fixed it for this, so it's fine. So yeah, they expelled Sauron. I guess it was more like a scouring of the Shire, right? Saruman came in, took away the text, the subtitles, and then we took the Shire back. I've also, by the way, guys, I know I've talked about this on stream before. Look what game I got from the library. Tales of the Shire. What a game. I started playing it, and it's not a terrible game, but it's not a particularly enjoyable game either. Partly because I don't feel like I'm in the Shire. I don't know. But also because the camera is not that well. It gives me motion sickness to play, and I don't normally get motion sick playing video games. But when I'm playing in this game, the frame rate is really bad. And moving the camera, it jumps around and it causes motion sickness. But anyways, I know I've talked like ad nauseum about Tales of the Shire and just Tolkien related things before, so I'll save it for after maybe we've done a bit more Finnish. But yeah, I've been playing it a little bit. All right, here we go. Turvapaikkahakemukset. Aluksi uutinen turvapaikkahakemuksista. So first, the news about asylum applications. Vuoden 2023 turvapaikkahakemuksien käsittely jatkuu edelleen. So like for the year 2023, does this mean like the handling of asylum applications continues edelleen from I don't know what edelleen. I've seen this word before, but I get all the adverbs mixed up. Maybe it means from before, or maybe it means I don't know. It's still ongoing. Okay. So yeah, the processing of the 2023 applications is still ongoing. That's crazy. It's been like 2 years and people still don't have an answer. Suomeen tuli noin 1300 turvapaikanhakijaa itärajan yli vuonna 2023. So to Finland came around 1,300 asylum applicants or asylum seekers. Okay. I was just trying to figure out if Yli goes with itärajan or if it goes with vuonna. But yeah, I think it goes with this, right? So over the eastern border in the year 2023. They entered Finland across the eastern border in 2023. Yli 200 turvapaikkahakemusta odottaa vielä käsittelyä. Over 200 asylum applications I'm trying to figure out what the subject of the sentence is. I guess it's just like over 200 applications are still waiting to be processed or to be handled. Yeah. I guess I paused for a second because I was thinking about this is a singular verb, right? And this is, to me, this is plural, but in Finnish, numbers aren't really treated as plural. Plural numbers aren't plural. And then I had to think for a second because I was thinking about the ending here, but this is just the partitive ending, right? So it's like 200 asylum applications. So I was, trying to figure out if maybe there was some other implied subject of like, you have to wait or one waits. Yeah, but that doesn't make sense. Laki sanoo, että turvapaikkahakemus pitää käsitellä 6 kuukaudessa. The law says that the asylum application needs to be handled in 6 months, right? Yeah. Maahanmuuttovirasto sanoo, että käsittely on hidasta, koska hakijoita tuli paljon. The immigration office says that handling is slow because a lot of applicants came. There were a lot of applicants that year. Processing is slow because there were many applicants. Yeah. Past tense. Vuoden 2023 turvapaikkahakemuksien käsittely jatkuu edelleen. Well, we already had the sentence, so let's see if I can remember. What is it? The year 2023's asylum applications handling. The handling of asylum applications from the year 2023 is still ongoing. Loput päätökset tehdään tämän vuoden loppuun mennessä. Loput. Doesn't that just mean endings? Or it means like final decisions are being made this year, or to the end of this year, ongoing. I don't really know how menessa would be translated here, but let's see. The remaining decisions will be made by the end of this year. Oh, does this kind of mean during? It's sort of like vuoden loppuun mennessä. Like, yeah, by the end of this year. Monet turvapaikanhakijat ovat jo lähteneet Suomesta, koska hakemuskäsittely on kestänyt kauan. Many asylum seekers have already left Finland because the application handling has taken too long, right? Many asylum seekers have already left Finland because the application process has taken a long time. Yeah, it doesn't say like too long, but a long time. I mean, it's implied that it's too long for those people, right? If they left. Ekon uusi johtaja. So there's a new leader at this Confederation of Finnish Industries or whatever. Nyt työmarkkinautinen. Now, for the news about the economic marketplace, the work yeah. What is it? How does it? Labor market. That's what it is. Kuudessa kuukaudessa, not kuusi kuukaudessa. Yeah, that's something I'm still learning. Laki sanoo, että turvapaikkahakemus pitää käsitellä 6 kuukaudessa. Sometimes it sounds like I'm trying to rap in the Finnish language. 6 kuukaudessa. Like, am I Väinämöinen casting a spell with this linguistic dancing? Where were we? Okay, Elinkeinoelämän keskusliiton Ekon johtajaksi on valittu Minna Helle. So, what is it? It's like Minna Helle has been selected as the leader of this labor market, whatever, Confederation of Finnish Industries, something. She's been elected as the new head of the Confederation of Finnish Industries. Helle on ensimmäinen nainen, josta tulee Ekon johtaja. Helle is the first woman who has become or is becoming the leader of EK. Yeah, the first woman to become the leader of EK. Hän aloittaa työn huhtikuussa. She started work in huhtikuu. She begins work, not she already started. She begins in her new role in huhtikuu. Hold on, I gotta think about it. It's either April or May. Right? I'm gonna say April. Because I can't think. It is April, of course. May is like Toukokuu or something like that, right? I know we've been over this before, but I can't remember the month names. Ekon nykyinen johtaja Jyri Häkämies jää silloin eläkkeelle. This is a perfect example of a word that's like impossible for me to try to pronounce. Like to get the double consonant, double vowel, double consonant. Eläkkeelle. I don't know. Maybe I'm saying it fine, but it feels like, and especially that all the doubles are at the end of the word, or you know, as opposed to like when it's at the beginning, it's a lot easier. So anyways, the EK, the current EK leader is this guy, Juri Häkämies, who is, sorry, well, the current leader continues. Oh, what does this mean? Eläke. Or does it mean like, wait, does this mean continue or leave? I get those words confused all the time, but I think it means that he is leaving when... Does this mean retirement, right? So, okay, yeah, I think I get this now. The current leader, Juri, is going to retire when she takes the role, right? Yeah, he will then retire in April. I got there. I got the meaning eventually, but Elinkeinoelämän keskusliiton EK:n johtajaksi on valittu Minna Helle. Yeah, we had this one already, but Minna Helle was elected the leader of the Confederation of Finnish Industries. EK on Suomen suurin firmojen eli työnantajien järjestö. EK is a large Finnish company, or in other words, an employer, a work giver, right? Does that, I think that would be the literal translation. A work giving organization. I feel like maybe it's also, maybe it means something else than what I'm thinking. Like maybe, does it have to do with like the union? EK is the largest employer organization in Finland. Well, I'm confused about the meaning. Does it mean that they are an organization with the most employees, or does it mean that they are the largest organization for employers to be members? Hey, Pahis, welcome in. Good to see you. Yeah, työnantaja is literally a work giver. So I think is it the sort of union for employers? Is that what it is? I feel like I should know this, but I don't. Se vaikuttaa monin työelämän sääntöihin Suomessa. Yeah, it's the largest organization for employers. Yeah. It vaikuttaa. Oh, I forgot what this word means. I know I knew it at some point. Monin, many, something about work life. Why do I feel like this has to do with savings? No, it's not savings because that's säästö, right? This is sääntö. What does Santa have to do with this? In Finland. I need help. It influences, okay, vaikuttaa. It influences many working life rules in Finland. Monin työelämän sääntöihin, rules. Of course, you have to remember Santa has lots of rules. Otherwise, why would he have a naughty and nice list? That's how you're going to look. If you're learning Finnish with me, that's how you're going to remember it. You're going to see Santa and you're going to remember the rules that Santa has. And that's what it means. Tällä hetkellä Minna Helle on teknologiateollisuuden toimitusjohtaja. At this moment, Minna Helle is the leader of whatever this is. The technology teollisuus. I should know what teollisuus means, but I forgot that as well. Is that like an institution? Or maybe it's like, I don't know. She is currently the CEO of Technology Industries. Okay, so this toimitusjohtaja means CEO. If Google is to be trusted, that is. And teknologiateollisuuden, or teollisuus, is technology industries. Which I guess is another company, like a separate company. Right? I mean, obviously. So she's the CEO of a private company, or maybe it's public, whatever, but she's the CEO of a separate company, and now she's coming in to be the leader of this. Is it technically a union, but it's a union of employers? Is it not a union if it's for employers? But it's, yeah, the leader of the employer organization. Whatever you want to call it. Aiemmin hän on ollut esimerkiksi valtakunnan sovittelija ja Tehyn edunvalvontajohtaja. Tough. It is a strong lobby firm, but only association or union. Yeah, yeah. Wait, which one are you talking about, Pahis? This one? Or EK? Like, EK is just an association, right? Or union. This, I don't know. I mean, we could look it up as well, but... So, aiemmin means earlier. She has been. For example, oh, what is this? She was something. I feel like Valta means something to do with power. Kunnan is about like the municipality. Maybe Valta is sort of like the head municipal. So what is sovitus? Sovittelia. Sovittaa. I should know what sovitus is, but I don't remember. But anyway, she did something maybe for the head, I don't know, municipality. For the region, maybe? Ja Tehyn edunvalvontajohtaja. Doesn't this also mean like something to like... Well, I'm thinking of parliament. Valvonta. So she was also the leader of this. Yeah, I don't know. Previously, she has been, for example, a national mediator and the director of Tehu's advocacy. Yeah. Okay, talking about EK is the lobby firm. Yeah. Yeah. Paljon vaikeita pitkiä sanoja. A lot of difficult long words. I'm trying to translate what you guys are writing in chat as well, so I might mess up, but I think I got that. Yeah, there are a lot of difficult long words here, but we get through it. We get through it. Teemu Pukin viimeinen maajoukkuepeli. So this was why it was such a big deal and why they had the number, because it has hit. I didn't catch this in the broadcast while we were watching it, but this was his last game for the national team. Ma means like nation or country, and then joukkue means like the national team, the team. And then peli is game. No, Pahis, you're not making any mistakes in writing. I make all the mistakes on this stream. I make more than enough mistakes for everyone involved. You guys are helping correct my mistakes. It still baffles me that you guys enjoy following this journey. I don't know, is there some kind of twisted pleasure you get out of it? Probably not. I mean, realistically, you guys are just enjoying it, and you just enjoy hanging out. You're here for the vibes, right? Not because I make mistakes in any sort of entertaining way, because that would probably get boring pretty quickly. Lopuksi urheilu-uutinen. Finally, the sports news. Jalkapalloilija. Oh, what? This? Jalkapalloilija. This. I veto this. This goes to straight jail. Send it to prison for life. I don't want to see this word. Jalkapallo is football or soccer. Jalkapalloilija means a footballer, a soccer player. Teemu Pukki pelasi eilen viimeisen maajoukkuepelin. He played yesterday his last game for the national team. Peli oli Pukille hieno jäähyväispeli. Hold on a second. Hieno versus huono. Does it? Okay, huono means bad. Hieno, I feel like hieno means nice, right? The game was a nice icy game for Pukki. That sounds so weird to say, but that's the only translation I can give. It was a nice, like, kind of winter game, I guess, maybe, like, because it was snowing a little bit, right? Hän teki pelissä myös maalin. He also... What? Hold on. Mauling is like to the ground, right? Or in mud. What? He made in the game also mud. Okay, I'm gonna use context and assume that it means he made a goal, right? He scored a goal during his final game. The game was a great farewell game for Pukki. What farewell? I got totally gaslit by watching, because I saw the snow coming down during the game, and I saw, yeah, like the subtitles said yeah, and I thought that would be something to do with ice. But in this case, it just means a farewell game. Jäähyväispeli. So it was also, the game was also a very good farewell game for Pukki. He also scored a goal in the game. So yeah. So this means a goal. Even though I want it to mean something like earth or mud. Isn't that like Mali school, right? Or am I getting that confused with like Mara school? Pukki myös antoi Niklas Yhtiälle hienon syötön, josta Yhtiä teki maalin. Pukki also gave Niklas a what? I don't know. Why do I think this means without eating? Does it mean like he gave him an assist in the game, right? He also assisted a nice goal that then this guy, Niklas, scored. Pukki also gave Niklas a great pass, from which he scored. A pass. Why does it look like it says without food or without eating? I think I'm just hallucinating. Suomi voitti Andorran 4-0. Finland beat Andorra 4-0. Jalkapalloilija Teemu Pukki pelasi eilen viimeisen maajoukkuepelin. We already translated that one. Pukki oli pelin jälkeen tyytyväinen. What does that mean? Tyytyväinen. Pukki was the game's or jälkeen. I'm so confused. Pukki was happy after the game. Syömätön. Yeah, I see this word. Okay, syötön comes from this verb syöttää, to feed. So I was kind of, I mean, I saw the root. Okay, so now this is why this is why it's so confusing. I saw the T-N and I thought of like what is it? The matun, right? Matun meaning like without. But what's actually happening is that this word is then it changes to genitive, right? And when it becomes genitive, because it's the object of the phrase or the object of the verb, and it's a definite thing, like it's the pass. It's not just a pass. He gave him a good pass, or the good pass. And or maybe it's not necessarily to do with it being definite or indefinite so much as it is being complete or incomplete, because it's not like he gave only part of the pass. He was the one that gave the full pass to him so that then he scored a goal. Right? It's funny how easy it is to get confused in this language. When it is a game score, we say neljä nolla without viiva. Ah, okay. Thank you, Poyu. Yeah, it's like English, right? In English, we just say 4-0, 4-0. Happy is onnellinen, and tyytyväinen means content if we go literally. Okay. So yeah, he was content after the game. I mean, he scored a goal in his final match of like 133 games. Was that the number? Something like that. Oh yeah, 133 here. Ihan mahtava kokemus. Sain sen maalin mitä halusin ja voiton. Quite or nice, great meeting. Like a great match. Is that what he's saying? It was a great match. I got a goal. I got the goal. What I wanted, and I won. What a great experience. Kokemus means an experience. I always think, why do there's another word for like a meeting that sounds that also starts with a K. And that's what I got confused with. Like kokomus or something like that. I got the goal I wanted and the win. I got the goal that I wanted and the win. Kokoontua. Yeah, voitto is victory. Yeah. Yeah, see, I saw this and I thought that it was like this, right? I saw halusin, meaning I wanted, and then I saw this and I was like, I won, because I see the N and just think it's another verb. But actually, in this case, it's the noun voitto. And you have the N. The N is added because it's genitive, right? Because it's what he's getting. He got the goal and he got the win. It all makes sense after I hit Google Translate. I'm only able to understand Finnish the way that Sherlock Holmes understands a mystery after seeing all the clues or whatever. Except I'm not as intelligent as Sherlock Holmes. I'm like the police detective who gets shown up by Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, so voitin is I won. Voitin, not voiton. Pukki pelasi maajoukkuessa melkein 17 vuotta ja yhteensä 133 maajoukkuepeliä. So Pukki has played for the national team almost 17 years, and together, or all together, 133 national team games. Look at that. There you go. Almost as many games as we have done live streams of Learn Finnish with me. I'm sorry, Pukki. It's a great accomplishment, but try doing that many live streams. All right. This is where the real work happens. But yeah, and then we have the weather. Oh, wait a second. This is interesting. They used to put questions down here that we could read. There are no questions. Did they stop putting the questions? Yeah. When did they do that? Because I enjoyed having those questions to help review. Yeah, no more questions. I don't know what happened. But oh yeah, also I will sometimes, not often, but I noticed over here. I'll come over to this. And I'll listen to the news in light Swedish. Look at this. And it actually, it is helping me learn some Swedish. I need to do a separate live stream. Learn Swedish with me. Learn Moomin Swedish. But yeah. But how have you guys been doing? I feel like it's been a little while. When was the last live stream? I don't think I streamed at all in October. Or something like that. I think I stopped at the end of September, early October, and then took over a month, which was much needed. A lot was happening, but good. Good to be on the other side, I suppose. I had my birthday. That also happened. You know, the turning 37 years old. Can't believe it. Because when you turn 30, it doesn't even register because you're like, I'm basically still a kid. And then you turn 35 and you're sort of like, well, now I'm kind of closer to 40 than 30. But you can still LARP as a 28-year-old. You know, like in your mind, you can still be like, oh, I'm still basically 29. I'm 35, but I'm basically 27. Don't ask how it makes sense, but you can still do that. But now with 37, it's like, no. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm an old-ass man. Hold on a second. Okay, yeah, I did stream at the beginning of October on the 4th. But yeah. You know, 37 and thriving. All right, not even a trace of an existential crisis. All right, and zero sarcasm whatsoever. Pahis, 37, you are so old, shame on you. What? Pahis, you're not supposed to confirm. But yeah, no, another year. But yeah, you know, as a wise Finnish man once said, elämä on life. You know, that life is life. You turn 37 and that's life. All right. I'm just holding out before 40. Do you know? I'm just holding on. But I'm also very lucky in a lot of ways to be in relatively good health. And yeah, you know, it's cold comfort to think like life could be a lot worse. But it is true that like there are a lot of good things in my life that I'm really thankful for. Not sure if it's a compliment or not, or just your ring light, but you don't look that old. Thank you, Vlad. Yeah, it's just the lighting. It's just the lighting. Yeah, no, I feel like I've always looked a bit younger than I actually am. But yeah, that's why I'm capable of LARPing as a 30-year-old. All right. Um, but yeah, and also I will be going back to the U.S. for Christmas, which is exciting. It's been a little while since I've been back over Christmas, so it'll be nice to see friends and family during the holidays. And I don't know about streaming. I haven't yet figured out. I'm probably going to be able. I probably will keep streaming, but the time difference will be interesting because for you guys, if I stream at 7 p.m. Finland time, it'll be 11 a.m. Texas time. So let's see. Um, I don't want to. I don't want to promise anything, but I will try to make it work to do some to continue doing some streams. But also, I mean, you know, I'll be at home in a way that I can take some more time off. I'll be on holiday, all right? Even if you had to move, at least they didn't kick you out of Finland. Thank you, Polyu. Yet. That was another thing I had to figure out. Applying for my residence permit. That was a lot of stress. It was like everything happened all in 1 week, where it was like I had some bad news in some stuff, and then it was like, oh shoot, also my landlord is you know not technically evicting me, but it's within their legal right not to renew or extend the lease if it's fixed term lease. So yeah, that was also really sucky because I'm like, now I have to find a place to live within a month, you know? And also I need to submit my residence permit application so that I get in the system. And that just involved a lot because I do freelance work as well. And so it's not as simple as just like, oh, here is my employment contract and my salary. It's like I also have to put together all the like the financials for my self-employment income, and like there's a lot more documentation involved when you're self-employed. And so yeah, there was just kind of a pain, but I put together the best application they will have ever seen. They will look at it and think, this guy is so organized. We have to give him citizenship. Like, we need people with this level of professionalism in their, you know, residence permit applications. I doubt they're going to actually think that highly of it, but at least I did my very best to explain everything and put as much information in there. I had like letters of reference that I included as well. Just like, please, because it is really terrifying, and actually it's caused a lot of anxiety to feel like I don't belong in this country still, that like I still have to prove myself, you know. And the thought of being kicked out of the country would be so devastating personally and professionally. That's really tough to think about. But I'm doing everything I can to not let that happen. So yeah, and it takes them forever. Like we just had in the news, asylum seekers waiting over 2 years to have their application processed. My particular application could take anywhere from 4 months to a year. And I mean, fortunately, I'm able to continue living and working in Finland while they process the application. But it sucks to feel like at any moment I could get a decision from them and they're just like, sorry, goodbye. You know, that'd be really tough. But I'm trying not to stress out about it. It's just like a guillotine hanging over me. Oh man. Yeah, 27, good point. At least there are no ice agents, right? Oh man. So yeah, we'll see how things go. And fortunately, I can also travel. I was a little worried because sometimes you can't travel if your residence permit is being processed. But I contacted the border control and they confirmed that I'm okay to travel as long as I have my documents, and you have to fly directly to Finland. You can't like connect in another Schengen country. Uh, which I guess makes sense, but also seems kind of like random. Like why can't other countries? I don't know. I guess it has to be a Finnish border control person that I guess stamps your passport or whatever, looks through your documents. It can't be someone in like Spain or wherever. At this moment, the government has done the worst to everyone in Finland. Yeah. You feel like you would learn from previous iterations of austerity, right? That it doesn't work. It just hurts people and it doesn't solve the underlying problem that it was supposed to solve. And of course, when it comes, and then also just blame immigrants for everything and just make it harder. I know I've kind of ranted about this, but it's so incredibly stupid the way that they're just making it harder for no reason. Like, or the reasoning is totally ideological and it's completely detached from any understanding of what it's actually like to be an immigrant, of what it really means to integrate into the country. And again, the rules are being made in a way that completely lacks empathy, right? But rather thinks that people need to prove themselves, which is a really toxic way to treat people that do immigrate. Yeah, expecting people to magically become integrated while you're cutting all the funding to the integration services that would help them. And also simultaneously saying that you want to recruit the good immigrants, which is like racist, first of all. But second of all, it doesn't even align with the policy that you're putting out, because the good immigrants, people who were coming for, whatever work, high paying jobs, those people aren't going to want to jump through all the hoops that you're creating, right? Those are people who already maybe have families and are moving to Finland with their family. They're working. They don't have time to learn Finnish. It's like, and now you're going to make that a requirement for them to be able to stay in the country. It's a shame. And now we're doing citizenship tests? What the hell? It's so stupid. And it's totally ideological. There's this idea that conservatives have that if only people just understood things, then the world would be better. If only people learned about the law in Finland, then people wouldn't break the law. Well, if that were true, then the best citizens of Finland would surely be all the criminals. Because who knows the law better than those who spend their lives trying to avoid it? Like, making people jump through hoops like that, it's tough. I disagree with it. Yeah. Empathy and trust is what Finland is about. Yeah, and what it should be about. And I'd like to. We gotta preserve the the collective spirit and the collective care, right? That empathy that we have for each other. I think that's something I'm really proud about in Finland. That people are generally taken care of. Of course, people do have problems, and it's not easy, and there are plenty of things to complain about, of course. But relatively speaking, it's more important to invest in taking care of people at the bottom than it is in giving tax cuts to the rich so they can go spend money on luxury yachts and vacations in other parts of the world. Why would that even be? Like, why? But yeah. But hey, Kuya, good to see you too. You were wondering how is the guy who role-played Granny doing? I'm coming back. I'm coming back to Granny Fern in Stardew Valley. Yeah. I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow, but for sure on Thursday, we'll do a Stardew stream. So be on the lookout for that. We need to get back into the Granny Challenge, the Stardew Granny Challenge. Oh my God, what a crazy way to play that game. We need to get back into the lore. Yeah, you missed the streams. Oh, thanks for saying that. I've needed the break, but there have been times when I've missed it as well, where I'm like, oh, it would be nice just to hop into Stardew with you guys, you know. But yeah. But yeah, in the meantime, what else have I been up to? I've been playing Tales of the Shire because I got it from the library. That was the only way I was going to play this game, is if I got it for free. Because if I paid for the game, then I would feel bad. Then I'd probably dislike it. I only mildly dislike it, where I'm like, yeah, it's not really the game for me. I can sort of see why people would like it, but I'm also just like, I don't know. It's kind of a janky game, and it doesn't run very well on the Switch. And I'm just not invested in the world or in the characters. I'm trying. I'm really trying, but I'm just sort of feeling like it's too. It feels too much like a Disney version of the Shire. And there are really dumb restrictions that are driving me nuts. Like, this is the Shire. I should be able to run around and explore. And technically, you can, but it is so infuriating because you can't run through bushes. You can't jump over ledges or climb up ledges, right? Your Hobbit can only walk. And also, your camera is going to get caught in a tree and you won't be able to see anything. Like if I was trying to fish earlier, and you need to be able to see the fish in order to play the mini game to catch the fish. But the camera moved as I was catching the fish into a tree, and I couldn't see anything. and like the game is like this all the time. Like if it's just a one-off thing, it's like. So yeah, unfortunately, it's not very well optimized. And also on a subjective level, I don't like the art style. I feel like all the characters look like creepy dolls. They don't look like real hobbits. Not that it has to be realistic, but I don't know. They hit the uncanny valley for me with these character models. Yeah, and the world doesn't feel like when I go into Middle Earth, I want the world to feel rich and detailed. But the art style is very, I don't know, desaturated is maybe not the right word, but it feels very plain. Like everything is just sort of like these geometric blobs, the trees and the grass, and there isn't much texture, there isn't much depth or shadow, and I just kind of feel like it's just not that enjoyable to be in the world, aesthetically. The music is okay. It's also not that great. Like, it's not terrible, but it's not something that I've noticed as being, wow, okay, this is like, in Lord of the movies, the music is so good. In the game, it's like, okay, yeah, I mean, it's fine. You're getting the Tolkien lecture right now, 27. You have to you have to head out, Pahis. Well, thanks for dropping by. Good to see me alive and well. Good. Yeah, I was kind of worried that maybe some of you guys might be worried about me. So yeah, it's good to be back. And yeah, I'll keep streaming as I can. We'll see over the holidays. I'll be traveling, so I might not be as consistent in December. But at least for now, I'm going to get back into it and continue learning Finnish, continue having existential crises, continue ranting about Tolkien-related topics and other things that I happen to be really interested in. Oh, also, for my birthday... Where is it? Is it here? Yes. My friend gave me this because I had told him my idea for the best Lord of the Rings game that has never been made, which is a Grand Theft Auto style game set in the Shire, like during the time when the Shire gets taken over first by Lotho Sackville Baggins, but then eventually by Saruman. It's literally like a mafia story, right? Like a criminal organization like just takes over the Shire, appropriates all the property, uses fear and threats of violence to silence the hobbits. I mean, hobbits get thrown in prison, right? And it would be such a great setting for you to play as like the chief lieutenant of Lotho Sackville Baggins, and you basically get to do all his dirty work, kind of like in Grand Theft Auto, where you're in a gang or whatever, and you're involved in all this criminal activity. Except obviously, it wouldn't be as violent. It wouldn't be as awful as Grand Theft Auto, which I think would also make the game so much more accessible. Like, you could role play as a mobster hobbit, but without like necessarily all the bad stuff. So it actually could still be rated, teen, or maybe, not wouldn't be like a super mature game, which would make it more accessible. But you could make a Grand Theft Auto style game. Anyways, I pitched the whole idea to him and mentioned I had been wanting to get back into specifically Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and so he got this for me. So I'm gonna play it. I don't know how it's gonna play on the Switch, but I'll give it a try. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, I've been playing Tales of the Shire, and I kind of want to stop playing because it makes me sick to play. And but there's also a part of me that has like a curiosity that I'm just like, at least I just want to see it. I don't want to judge the game too much before I've really played it through. It's not that long of a game either, so I might end up playing it all the way, but I also might not. I am tempted to get back into Vice City. Like, what a perfect game that was. All right, guys, I should wrap up the stream here. We typically just go from 7 to 8 o'clock. We did a little 15-minute extra bonus Tyler rant and catch up with you guys. And Lorelei, hey, welcome in. Good to see you. Oh, you were watching the Pentu live stream. Pentu means like a puppy. And I don't know. I mean, I think everyone watching the stream right now is probably from Finland. But if you aren't from Finland, it's every year there's this puppy live stream that they put on. I don't know. Is it Yle or I don't know who does it, but it's very popular. and it's just a live stream of a bunch of puppies in like their little litter box or whatever, like all just being cute and wholesome. Yes. It's on Ule, yeah. And yes, I am alive, Lorelai. uh I am back. Thanks everyone for being patient. Um and for coming back. There was part of me that's like, maybe some people have just moved on, they forgot about me. You disappear for like a month on the internet, and that's like, you know, a year. But no, it's good to see a lot of familiar faces here, so thanks. Um, but yeah, see you later, Poyu. See you in the next stream. And the Pentu stream will be going for 3 weeks. All right, nice. And it's like a 24/7 stream. Did they do like a charity, like fundraiser? Because I feel like that could make a lot of money. Asking people to donate in the name of a puppy. Like if you could donate and like name a puppy, that would be pretty cool, But yeah, anyways, I think I kind of covered everything. Been kind of a crazy month, a bit over a month, I guess, where it just felt like everything in my life kind of collapsed. Like it sort of imploded, and I was like, oh shoot. I had a lot on my plate to figure out all at once. It was really tough. And I'm still figuring it out. Like not everything has been resolved. I'm still the residence permit situation, I live in I found a new apartment, and that's nice. And I've already made friends with a couple people that live here, which is also nice. It's because it's so difficult to make friends with your neighbors in Finland. Finnish people they will not become friends with you out of fear that maybe things will get awkward. And then there's nothing worse to a Finnish person than being neighbors in an awkward situation. The fear of awkwardness. Now, I'm just kind of speculating here. I don't know if that's entirely true, but it's nice that I've met a few nice neighbors. I feel like in my previous apartment, the people weren't quite so friendly. But I don't know. I didn't hate living there. I liked living there. That's what made it so difficult to leave. That the housing company was just so impossible. And in my defense, I contacted them months before asking about extending my lease, because I was like, I noticed that the lease is set to end when my residence permit ends, but I'm reapplying for my residence permit. Can I continue living here? And they told me in an email that they could extend the lease as long as I had made all my payments and there weren't any whatever marks against me. And then when it came time, they totally reversed the decision, and they sent me the most like ugly lawyer emails where there's no consideration for you as a human being. Just the email that says, it is unfortunate that you understood, or it is unfortunate that you came to the understanding that your lease would be extended. But the decision is final. The matter is considered resolved from our perspective. They were like, F you, like don't. And I tried emailing them back, and I was like, wait, what? I was like, because if you think about it, it's not really in their interest to kick me out. That's at least a month when they don't get any rent, right? Because now they have to spend the time and money trying to find someone new to live there, right? And showing the apartment to them, and who knows, maybe it's more than a month before they fill the apartment. But at least a month? And who are they going to get that's better than me? I pay rent. I'm super chill. No complaints have ever been made against me. I'm super clean. Some people, they trash the apartment, right? I'm so nice. And they treated me like I was some orc out of Mordor coming, to, I don't know, to ruin their property. Like, man. But I kind of just got the sense that they didn't want to deal with it, or that, I don't know. I didn't really, I don't know. I also noticed anytime I contacted the housing company, a different person responded, which indicated to me they had high turnover and probably a very poor working culture. So it did seem like they maybe were really effed up internally and they didn't have their systems, and like people maybe weren't really taking responsibility. And the person who could have made a positive decision for me to help me chose not to because they don't give a, they don't give a crap. And they probably hate their job, right? And they're not paid enough to do all this. Like, and maybe that's fair enough. Like they're human too, but I don't know. I got treated pretty badly, but. And no, actually, my apartment is almost exactly the same size. Yeah, it's like, yeah, maybe half a square meter smaller, but it feels about the same. Yeah. What, YouTube didn't want you to question landlord's actions? What? Too spicy a word? Oh wait, did YouTube censor one of your messages, Lorelai? I don't know if I saw it. But yeah. Like, I mean, if you look at if you watch Auri Katarina, and she's cleaning these apartments where people have just completely trashed the apartment. And even after it's clean, there's still so much damage to the apartment, right? To the surfaces and everything. And I'm like, I take such good, I am not just like not bad. I am above average. All right. I'm not a neat freak, but I'm very tidy and I take care of everything in my life, right? Attention to detail. It's an important life skill and a good quality to have. And they didn't appreciate. And actually, there was a point where I thought, should I fight this? Like, should I talk to a lawyer and fight it? But then I was like, to be honest, I don't want to live in this apartment for this stupid company, right? If they are going to treat me like this now, imagine how they might treat me in the future. Like, I don't want to be associated with them anymore, And I'm also the kind of person who's like, what's the word for this? But like, maybe it's more like I don't know if it has to do with efficiency or whatever, but I just sort of realized like it wasn't worth my effort, right? That it was cheaper for me to just take the L and leave. Because I could tell, like, from what I could research, that legally they were correct. Legally, a landlord doesn't have to renew your lease for any reason, and they don't have to give a reason. Even though the reason is obviously my residence permit. It was like, it was really dumb. But yeah. Oh, Lorelai, your message didn't even send. Oh, like, yeah, YouTube is now, I think, implementing more and more stricter features in the chat. So I don't really know. But yeah, you're being too spicy, Lorelai. Yeah, they were almost ready to send Dirty Harry to resolve this. It made me so angry because I'm just like, I hope something equally awful happens to the people at this company. Maybe not everyone that works at the company, but to the leaders and the people who are sending me these emails for sure. Like, I hope that in your moment of need, nobody fucking helps you. That's how I feel. Is that petty? Is that vindictive? It's just a feeling, all right? Like, I'm not actually gonna push a button that would harm anybody, you know what I mean? But it's a feeling of like injustice that these people, if you treat people this way, like you don't deserve any good karma, you know? Really, really horrible. But yeah, well, I found it, and I guess I can be thankful that at least I did find a place, because it's not always like that everywhere. And I was fortunate to get this place. And actually, I did have a few other places offer, so I can't complain too much. I was happy, you know, I wasn't happy to leave, but it worked out okay. Of all the problems in my life, this is not the biggest one. uh, I wish you the baddest, Lorelai. That's right. I'm I'm no longer Mr. Nice Tyler. All right. I'm Mr. Badass, vindictive, grudge holding Tyler. Yeah, no grudges, but yeah. I was surprised at how inhuman it felt. Like, man. But yeah. Okay, anyways, I should wrap up stream. Thank you guys for joining. It's good to be back after the, I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks away. And yeah, we'll continue at least with another stream on Thursday. We'll do the Stardew stream. I'm pretty busy this weekend, so I won't do any streams of the weekend. And it's just a busy time of year, I think, for everyone as well. So we'll see how things go. But Tuesdays, learn Finnish with me. It's back. Yeah, 27. Glad you don't have house problems like this. Yeah, you're lucky, 27. Oh, but yeah, 27, Vlad, Lorelai, Pahis, everyone who was here. Poyu, I think you had left already, but shout out to everybody that showed up. I appreciate it. And yeah, we'll pick back up with learning Finnish next week. And yeah, I hope you're having a good November, and hope to see you, yeah, in the next live stream. Goodbye.